Welcome to the explainer. You know that feeling when you say something in English and you just get a totally confused look back? Well, you might be closer to the right word than you think. Today, we're going to break down how the tiniest little sounds in English can actually cause some of the biggest misunderstandings.
So let's start with this core idea right here. It's so easy to think, it's just a small pronunciation mistake. It doesn't really matter. But trust me, in English, one single, tiny sound can completely flip the meaning of your sentence by turning one word into a totally different one. Okay, let's dive right in and see this in action. We're going to look at a few common letters that a lot of learners mix up, and you'll see just how much of a difference it makes. First up, we've got the letter F. So to get this sound right, you want to gently put your top teeth on your bottom lip and just push air through. It makes this soft kind of airy f sound. Okay, and here's where it gets really interesting. The right sound is that f, like you hear in the word fish, but a super common mistake is to pronounce the letter's name like the word if. All of a sudden, you're not just saying a letter anymore, you're talking about a condition, and that can really confuse the person you're talking to. All right, let's keep it moving and look at our next letter, H. This is another one that can definitely trip people up. So the key thing to remember is that the name of the letter is H. But if you drop that A sound from the beginning, it sounds exactly like itch. You know, that feeling when you just have to scratch. I mean, you can imagine how weird it would sound to say a word starts with an itch, right? And our last single letter example, L, really drives this whole point home. It's such a common letter, but pronouncing its name can be a little tricky. See, the letter's name is pronounced L. But if you say it more like ill, you're not saying a letter anymore. You're accidentally using the English word for being sick. Again, it's just one tiny sound, but it completely changes the meaning. Okay, now for a little twist. What happens if a letter actually has more than one correct pronunciation? Well, it happens, and it all just depends on where you are in the world. Let's take the letter Z. So in the United States, it's pronounced Z, so it rhymes with B. But head over to Britain or lots of other English-speaking countries, and it's Z, rhyming with bed. And you know what the best part is? They are both 100% correct. It's not a mistake, it's just a regional thing. So really, just pick the one you like more and go with it. All right, so we've looked at single letters. Now let's talk about what happens when two letters team up and decide to make a brand new, totally unique sound. First one, TH. Now this is a sound that a lot of languages just don't have. To make it, you've got to do something that might feel a bit weird at first. Just gently place the very tip of your tongue between your top and bottom teeth and blow air out, like this. The. And you can hear it so clearly in a word like three. You'll notice it's not tree with a T sound, and it's definitely not free with an F sound. It's its own special sound. 3. Next up, we have SH. This one is probably a lot more familiar. It's literally the sh sound you make when you want someone to be quiet. You hear it all the time in words like she or show. And finally, let's tackle CH. This sound is actually a combo. The easiest way to think about it is to start by making a hard T sound and then immediately let it explode into that SH sound we just talked about. It's like a quick little burst of sound. T, sh, ch. You hear it loud and clear in the word chair. So we've looked at single letters, we've looked at these combo sounds. What's the big takeaway here? What's the most important thing to remember as you keep practicing your English? Well, the goal isn't about being perfect, right? It's about being understood. And knowing about these little sounds is really the foundation for clear communication. And remember, things like Z and Z aren't mistakes. They're just part of the language. The only real way to get better is just consistent practice. That's how you build the muscle memory you need to speak with real confidence. And that leaves us with one final thought. Now that you've seen just how much a tiny sound can matter, what other small details in English do you think might be having a bigger impact on your conversations than you realize?